Hi there, it's Chris from Sally Forth. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to look at a couple of products which are handy for Pulp Alley. They're in no way necessary to play the game, but one of my good friends, Simon, who's a keen Pulp Alley player, has come up with a couple of devices which we started using in our games. We think they're really handy, so we're going to make them available if anyone's interested. So one of the things you do in all miniatures games is that you do some measuring, and we started off and we use an extendable tape measure. You have them in your toolbox for DIY and that sort of thing, and gamers have been using them for ages. Then came along Dave Phipps and simplified things right down to basics. For Pulp Alley, you can get by with a 6-inch by 2-inch piece of card. It's got a nice summary of the rules, and you can bend it around corners, and quite often you move up to 6 inches or 12 inches if you're running, and that's great. So what Simon has come up with is a flexible ruler, sort of flexible measuring device, and this has a couple of advantages in games, particularly Pulp Alley. If you're moving around dense terrain, if you're sort of moving in gaps between figures, if you want to, for example, move more than 12 inches, say in an area where you have to draw a peril card to see if you can move more than 6 inches, and if you fail, go back to that 6-inch point. If you've got this sort of laid out on the ground, then it makes it sort of very easy. So we'll have a look at that on some terrain. And the other item that Simon's put together is some plot point markers, and we'll look at them in detail. But they're round, they're black, and they've got a metallic question mark on them. So let's cut to a look at the table and see how we might use these in a game. We have some of our plot point markers set out. So this is just a nice touch. It's metallic, so a metallic color. It's raised on a black background. You can use tiddlywinks, you can use pretty much anything to mark a plot point, but I think that these are quite a nice sort of addition. And we have a larger, we have two sizes, one size for minor plot points and one for major plot points. So this is our measuring device, our kind of articulated ruler, and let's have a look at how we might use that. In this game we have Phantom Ace and Captain Wolf searching for treasure in a ruined city. Okay, so we've got lots of individual ruins, but we're going to say that the whole ground here is difficult. So if you move up to 6 inches, that's fine, but if you move over 6 inches, you need to pass a peril. Captain Wolf, who is here, wants to walk round to investigate this plot point that's in the garden area here. So he could climb over the wall, but we said that climbing over objects is going to be a peril, so he doesn't want to run the risk of getting stuck there, so he is going to walk round. So articulated ruler, we can shape to trace out the path that he's walking, and we can see that if he follows that path, it's going to be within 6 inches. If you remember, we said that all of the terrain is difficult because it's full of rubble. Here we have a character, and he wants to rush. He wants to run along to there to engage Gage in hand-to-hand brawling melee combat. So let's say he rolls his peril and he fails, and we want to see where along the path he stops. Well, he's going to have ran 6 inches, so we know that he is going to stop exactly there. So it's you can do this. Certainly, it's possible to take your standard Pulp Alley cardboard ruler and sort of bend it round in circles. But to me, this just adds a nice touch to the game. I hope that you found the video useful and there's something that you can kind of take away for your own hobby activities. So if you liked it, please subscribe to the channel so that you can see what's coming next. Give us a like, it does sort of really help us. And if you've got anything that you'd like us to cover in future videos, or if you've got any comments, any questions, please stick them down below.